Welcome sa ating channel mga kaibigan. We have here another very exciting video. It is all about mechanical keyboard and now it's all about the K870T of Ajazz. New player in the market, especially sa budget competition. Now since marami nang upload about this mechanical keyboard, I will introduce some details that is quite new or something that you are interested to know. And at the same time, of course, some budget modifications that you may also do with this K870T para mas maging maganda pa yung experience nyo using this mechanical keyboard and reasons why you should consider this, especially if you are looking for a mechanical keyboard that you can modify it later. Now, of course, hindi rin naman lingid sa ating kalaman na medyo familiar yung kanyang design. And I will be talking about that later since I also have those mechanical keyboards that I know it is already at the back of your mind. Now, to make this video more exciting for everyone, syempre, we have another K870T with just the same switch, keycaps, and yes, looks, design na ipapa-giveaway. And at the end of the video, i-announce po natin yung mechanics. For those guys who are familiar, you may just go ahead and do it. And for more videos like this, feel free to subscribe. This video is brought to you by SULIT, the best website that you may visit in terms of very affordable deals and best offer para sa application softwares, games, and yes, operating system. And there you are, you may check the Windows 10 Pro and by using our promo code, ma-avail mo lang siya ng around $14.95 or 700 plus pesos. That's it mga kaibigan, check the description below. May mga links po tayo dyan to go directly sa kanilang website. Like I said earlier, alam kong napakarami na sa atin ang very familiar sa ganitong design. It is actually first introduced to us by Rock Gears with the Rock Lamang Pro. Ngayon ang tanong dito, is it a rip-off product or a clone of Rock Lamang Pro? Now tulad ng mga na-explain ko na po dito sa ating channel with other products like laptops, accessories, hindi po kaila sa atin na meron pong mga company behind some brands. Even brands like Lenovo, Asus, Acer, MSI, meron po yung mga third-party companies who does the OEM or ODM. Now to know more about those, you may check our previous videos or search other articles or dedicated videos about ODM or OEM. Going back to K870T, how is it related sa Rock Lamang Pro? Same po sila ng manufacturer, it just ended up that Rock Gears didn't manage to have the exclusivity of this design. Kaya po, ang ginawa ng company is they also shared this same design with other brands that may serve other regions. Normally po kasi nangyayari, if it's already introduced in the Southeast Asian region by this brand, then you may also introduce this product or design sa North American region or Oceania or other continents or other regions. Pero, it just so happens that Ajazz managed to penetrate the Philippine market and meron na po silang local distribution and local support dito sa Pilipinas. Now, since na-clarify na po natin yung mga kaibigan, let's go to the product itself dahil yan naman po talaga yung topic natin dito. And let's start with the exterior parts that we can see. So, syempre, ang unang-una po nating makikita dyan is yung kanyang keycaps that comes with this PBT material and at the same time, not so minimalistic looking legends. Pero it's acceptable for me. This is actually a double shot keycaps that comes with this shine through legends. Ibig sabihin, yung legends po niya pwede pong mag-illuminate yung RGB or yung lightings. Except with the included modifiers na optional po kung ikakabit nyo o hindi. It is also a PBT material. It's quite thicker than the stock keycaps. Pero it comes with different colors and hindi po siya shine through. Ibig sabihin, hindi po mag-illuminate yung lightings natin pag itong mga modifiers ang gagamitin natin. That can use to replace the escape key, shift key, and other keys sa bottom row ng ating mechanical keyboard. Now going further about these keycaps, it is also an OEM profile that is very common sa mga budget mechanical keyboards, especially keyboards at a 3K more or less pricing. OEM profile po yung mga yan. Bibihira po ang may cherry profile or SA profile or other profiles. Those profiles is just introduced sa mga custom keycaps that you may buy online if you want to replace your stock keycaps. Now, before we will talk about the features that involves the keycaps, let's go first sa ating switches. Yung switch po na included dito is the red linear switch. that is also functioning like those Cherry MX red linear switches. Pero ang switch po na ginamit dito is an Ajazz rebrand. Ibig sabihin, ang OEM naman po ng ating mga switches is Huano. I know you are familiar with Huano switches and they are very common sa mga mouse. Pero this time, they are now an infamous manufacturer also of keyboard switches, which is, we will talk about that later. Now, this keyboard comes with included switches. Pwedeng maging red, pwedeng maging black, pwedeng blue, or brown. So, meron po tayong 4 na variants in choosing this mechanical keyboard. Pagdating naman po sa kanyang stabilizers, meron na pong lubricant or tinatawag nating lube. And it's good enough to have, at least better than nothing. Kasi most of the private mechanical keyboards, wala pong lubricant or wala pong lube. So, ang ending po nun, medyo rattly yung sound and it's quite irritating for some. Pero kung hindi ka pa nakagamit ng mga mechanical keyboard that comes with lubricant or lube stabilizers, then it's quite acceptable for you. This keyboard comes with this plastic top housing. Now, to remove this top housing, it's very easy dahil tatanggalin lang naman po natin yung keycaps and may expose na po yung mga screw. And you may also remove those switches dahil hot swappable naman po to easily remove this top housing, then the plate, and then the PCB, lastly, the battery, and the bottom housing. So, plastic po yung top and bottom. Yung plate naman po is also a metal alloy material. It's not specified if it's an aluminum material, pero I may judge it as a metal alloy or steel material, which is very common din sa mga pre-built or budget mechanical keyboards. So the thing that we notice in here, if you have already used the Rock Lamang Pro, is wala po siyang USB pass-through. Meron lang po siyang port for the USB Type-C cable. Yun lang po yung meron siya. And now let's go about the features of this mechanical keyboard, why you may choose it aside from that it is a customizable mechanical keyboard since hot swappable po siya, is yung kanyang scroll wheel that you may toggle with 2 functions by using this button sa kanyang side. Normally, out of the box, ang pinaka-function po niya is volume control. So medyo mas comfortable mag-adjust ng volume. Hindi mo na kailangan pumunta sa yung taskbar para i-adjust yung volume. And if you want to toggle with other function, you may also use this scroll wheel to adjust the brightness of the mechanical keyboard lightings. So since this mechanical keyboard comes with a battery, then ibig sabihin, meron po siyang wireless function. So ayun, you may have the Bluetooth connection for your portability, and you may also have that wired connection for your gaming. And for the sake of curiosity, we cannot disclose how long will the battery last dahil nga po sobrang daming factors, especially the lighting. Sobrang daming lighting activities and depende po yan sa ating lighting activities. Pero if you have this mechanical keyboard with all the lights on and full brightness, this may just last for a day. Pero based on my experience, we managed to use this mechanical keyboard for at least 12 hours. Pero yun nga, depende pa rin po yan sa ating lighting activity and yung brightness ng ating lighting. If naka-off naman po yung lighting, then this may last for a week. So we can hardly do a benchmark for this, especially that this also comes with 18 modes of lighting activities that you may toggle by using that function or FN key and then press insert, home, page up, page down, and delete. So those are the 6 keys that you may use to toggle with different lighting activities. You may also use that FN key to toggle sa secondary usage ng ating function keys. You may play, pause video, adjust the volume, and different multimedia related activities by pressing that FN key and function key rows. For Mac users, there are also secondary functions na makikita natin dito sa ating second row, number rows. And for Bluetooth connection, you may also use that Q, W, and E keys with the function key para mag-toggle between different devices since you can simultaneously connect 3 Bluetooth devices with this mechanical keyboard. So, yun lang po ang ating mga features na nakita dito that you may take advantage. And lastly, let's go to the bottom side of this mechanical keyboard before we will talk about the sound test and experience or review of this mechanical keyboard. So, makikita nyo po dito na meron po siyang 4 na rubber pads and stand to add more angle sa ating mechanical keyboard. Nandito rin po yung kanyang label na Ajazz K870T model, and then yung kanyang switch if you want to toggle this between wired and wireless mode. There are things that we notice na I think it's quite not good, pero it's something that you will look into, especially that this is a mechanical keyboard with a very good upgrade path. So hindi na lang po PC components ang merong upgrade path, pati na rin po mechanical keyboard. And before we will talk about that, let's check first this first sound test. So sa unang sound test, nakikita nyo po mga kaibigan that we modified this mechanical keyboard by adding a foam between the PCB and the plate. Bakit? The reason is, dun sa kanyang stock sound test, meron po tayong manonotice na parang feedback from that steel plate. And that is very noticeable based on the sound test na pinakita natin kanina. Mapapansin nyo mga kaibigan na wala yung metallic sound that quite irritating na feedback that is commonly noticed by guys who are really into mechanical keyboards for a while, and for guys that comes with a bit more sensitive hearing kung hindi pa kayo nakakarinig ng mga better sounding mechanical keyboards. Pero this next move will also give you additional perspective or better understanding why this mechanical keyboard comes with a very good upgrade path. Let's check on this. So ayun mga kaibigan, hindi na lang natin dinagyan ng foam between the PCB and that plate, kundi pinalitan pa natin yung mismong plate with a foam plate from pmx.gg. So they are the local guys who does different plates, and they managed to send us one plate for us to use with this mechanical keyboard. So doon nyo po marirealize na sobrang layo po nung tunog between this mechanical keyboard that comes with this steel plate and that keyboard that comes with a foam plate. Maingay siya in a way na smooth pakinggan, pero hindi siya yung maingay na nakakairita. Yun yung magiging outcome once you replace the plate and yes, the foam. Pero ang pinapakita ko po dito sa inyo mga kaibigan is budget moves that you can do step by step to upgrade your mechanical keyboard. Now, another thing that you also notice sa ating mechanical keyboard sound test is yung kanyang stabilizers. But to highlight it further, you may check this sound test again. So yun, after you listen to those stabilizer sound tests, you may realize na sobrang layo ng stock stabilizer compared sa mayroong lubricant stabilizer. And that will be even further improved once you did a modification. But that is way too deep, and commonly that is already for enthusiast guys or guys who are really into custom mechanical keyboards And for us who are just dealing with pre-built mechanical keyboards and a bit more budget or amateur introduction into customization of mechanical keyboards, you may start with lubing your stabilizer. And I recommend other videos out there that is dedicated about lubing your stabilizers or tuning your stabilizers. You may check those first kasi mas maganda pong mas focus pagdating sa pag-lube ng stabilizers ang panoorin yung video, especially if you want to do this. By the way, if you want to know about lubing your stabilizers or what you will avail to lube your stabilizers, sobrang mura lang po. You may check our video description about that. Pagdating sa kanyang blue switch, medyo mas okay siya compared sa Otemo switch. Sa Otemo blue switch kasi, very consistent across all of those pre-built mechanical keyboards na meron ako, na meron kang maririnig na feedback from that spring, that ping sound. But compared to Gateron switch and Kailh switch, mas superior pa rin itong dalawang brand over the Huano switches, especially pagdating sa sound. But for the feel, it's almost identical, and that is very common pagdating sa mga clicky switches based on the switches na meron po ako as of now. Now, talking about feel, that can easily be judged, especially if linear switch yung gagamitin po natin. And I can confidently and safely say that Huano or Ajazz switches are inferior compared sa Gateron. And for enthusiast guys, you may evidently feel yung scratchiness sa Huano or Ajazz switch compared sa Gateron. Yes, they are a better switch compared to Otemo, especially for the clicky variants. Pero for the linear and the tactile browns, mas scratchy po siya compared sa Gateron. I hardly recommend that you may upgrade later with those Gateron Milky Black or Milky Yellow switches. Those are very good switch with a very good pricing. So, hindi siya ganun kamahal. Appreciate the journey. That is what I did. I just recently joined these guys who are into custom mechanical keyboards. And one thing that I appreciate in here is yung step by step. Hindi porket sinabi nila na ito dapat yung maging outcome ng mechanical keyboard mo, ito na kagad yung gagawin mo. Especially if we are in a very tight budget. Start with just this stock mechanical keyboard. And then later on, upgrade mo yan. Hindi mo makikita or hindi mo maririnig yung changes kung hindi mo gagawing step by step. Kung gagawin mo kaagad-agad na ilalagay mo lahat yung sinabi ko na modifications, you will end up na, okay, you have the good mechanical keyboard, pero kung first mechanical keyboard mo yan, hindi mo marirealize anong nangyari, anong nagbago. Diba? So, mas maganda na kung hindi ka pa nakakagamit ng mechanical keyboard dati, better do it step by step. And yes, speaking about first one, for guys to have more chance to have their first mechanical keyboards, we have a K870T mechanical keyboard giveaway. Simpleng-simple lang po yung gagawin natin. Siyempre, subscribe dito sa ating channel, comment down below, and share this video sa inyong social media account para ma-verify natin later, especially kung kayo po yung nanalo, and also for other guys to know about this giveaway. And yes, for other details about mechanical keyboards, keep posted dito sa ating channel. Marami po tayong mechanical keyboards sa pag-uusapan. And maybe some budget modifications that I may share again, especially kung ganito lang din na klase ng mechanical keyboard ang pag-uusapan ulit natin in the future. So that's it guys. Stay safe everyone and have a nice day ahead.